Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Change the Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Got a great show tonight. Tonight we're going to be talking about what's a show for parents and parents, how to prepare your kids to go to school virtually. We are in, I think, pretty much most of the schools in Metro Atlanta. I don't know nationwide, even how it's going in the state, but pretty much most of the schools in Metro Atlanta this first semester, they're going to be going virtually. So the theme of it, I just thought about parents. They've been getting, different notices from the schools and stuff like that. But I don't know if they've been given some kind of formal blueprint to help them be successful. So tonight's show, I want to, give the parents some guidelines and tips to help them, and also give them a couple steps to help them with the kids.
Okay.
So it's going to be kind of twofold: help the parents, and then help the kids out. So I think it'll be pretty informative and everything. Now, first, before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I'm living the life, man.
Another Thursday.
There you go. Monday day, and Slick 316. I want to tell both of you guys I appreciate all the support you guys been giving me. One big milestone, Project 1000 for Mr. Short Dollar hit. So we got 1,000 subscribers for Mr. Short Dollar. I want to say thanks to you guys, man. I really do appreciate all the support, man. I did a video back in May about, getting the climb with the idling PPP loans.
Right.
And I don't know what the hell happened, but that video went viral on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. And from that point, it's just been dropping. The subscribers. I've been putting more and more videos out, man, but I looked at it, I think I'm at maybe 1,050.
Hey.
And I'm talking about, man, and it's funny like that, but I just want to tell everybody thank you and I'd appreciate it. We're still on Project 4,000 with Changing Lives.
Right.
So, maybe hopefully we had one on little spikes this weekend, man. But I think one of the biggest things what it was that I needed to do personally was just kind of make sure I was more consistent.
Okay.
I wasn't putting out the videos enough, putting out 1 or 2 videos. And when I just went and did my own little investigation, I seen how a lot of similar channels were growing, but they were putting out a whole lot more volume.
Yeah, like a lot of videos every day. Like it's a little kid on Instagram. I think I mentioned this last week that every day he had a little DJ. He got a little equipment. Every day he put out 1 minute video. Every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. 1 minute video, 1 video, and off that he has grown his base. And I watched him. He started like 1,000 followers. He is up to 13,900 followers in the last couple of months.
And it sounds odd, but that consistency means a lot.
Every day, it's just. I don't know. I guess with me anyway, is that I be doing so many other things. Thinking about doing a video every day is hard to do. Yeah,
but that's why I shared with you earlier. I was just like, you can do something when you got some free time, schedule it, and do you maybe 5 1-minute videos on a day you got like an hour free,
right?
And just schedule them to release out like that.
Just let them go. Don't even worry about how they look, how they sound. Just
that'd
be my problem.
Yeah, analysis by paralysis. That's I know. Perfection is something we'll never find.
Right.
So I get it, man. I get it. But one of them, just rehashing the previous week, we are looking at, still in the pandemic, still going through all the different changes and everything. I want everyone to make sure they're being safe, practicing social distancing, washing your hands, along with the rest of your body. So make sure
not just your hands.
Exactly, staying corona free and everything. Also, kind of subject that I want to kind of hit on. I brought it up about 3 weeks ago, man, but it seemed like I don't know what the hell done happened with those damn water boys. I was kind of like talking, really I had a problem with some of the people were saying how the kids were, confrontational, being threats, and I was just more so they were being just unpolished. But now you're seeing, like, these kids are damn raising hell out here.
Yeah, they got a little out of hand. We was going down, forget where, I think it was on Martin Luther King and some other street right at South Carl Drive or something like that. I believe we were going down. It was like where that Waffle House and that Exxon and Chevron, like right across the street as you going down, you turn to South Carl Drive.
Mm-hmm.
But we was right there, and the guy was selling water, but he had his whole area just trash, water bottles all over. And this is in front of somebody's business. Trash and water bottles all in the grass, and trash and water bottle packaging all in the road and on the sidewalk. It just looked terrible.
You know what got me wondering, are those like plants? Because all of a sudden, guys, it was like, you had some little spots here and there But now you wondering like, is these people that were planning out there to act a damn fool?
To make it look good bad
Yeah,
for everybody else.
yeah, or are they getting more visibility? It was just a lot more acting crazy than was actually known. I don't know, man, but it hurt me because I always had passion for these kids going out here making their money and doing things, and a lot of them just really, I felt like just needed some polishing, it's kind of just helping my here and there. But damn, man, I don't see any news guys that are throwing bottles at cars riding by.
Really?
Yeah, man, I seen it was somebody posted on Facebook, man, and it was somewhere downtown.
Wow.
There was an intersection, little boy riding his bicycle in front of everybody. Man, it's damn. And and I'm one of the people that's always big on looking out for the kids and everything. Just give them an opportunity. But God dog it, man. But hopefully though, with just little small instances, it's got a lot of exposure,
Right.
in the grand scheme of things. But if you guys,
They always gonna highlight the bad.
yeah, and I hope that's what the case is and everything. Just bring up again. At the end of this month, all the free advice sessions they end on July 31st. So we're gonna be back to the normal thing. You gotta pay the invoice for our talk. So listen, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, you got questions about business, you're currently in business, you got personal finance questions, stuff like that. Guys, I want you to keep in mind, I have over 25 years experience in the financial services industry, been an entrepreneur over 20 years. You can book you an appointment, get free 10-minute sessions. You can call me, run a question by me. If it needs to be more in depth than that, we'll have to do a paid session, but I've been giving that out to everybody since April. At the end of the month, it's going to end, so please take advantage of it. Only thing you got to do is just go to my business website, Majestic Business Services, which is www.majesticbiz.com. Go to the scheduling app where you can book an appointment, and you'll see the link for the free appointments. And as always, on each video, especially on YouTube and Facebook, we have the links to those videos. So to those sites where you can book an appointment, and also the business website. So please take advantage of it again, because it ends at the end of this month. And going with the theme of tonight's show, I think the state saying that I don't know if they decided, but they really thinking about pushing school back a couple more weeks and having started September 8th.
Really?
Yeah. So, and that's kind of going into what we're talking about tonight's show. Just help parents, getting prepared to for virtual schooling this year, because I think it's going to be a lot different from how school year ended last year. So that's why I wanted to just have this show to kind of educate, dialogue, and kind of speak with parents in regards to this, especially to help themselves, and also kind of give their kids, some good, rules to go by while they're in school also, and everything. Right. Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube, the Facebook page, like, share, and subscribe to it. You can also catch me on IG at Deonte_77. Guys, I'm Changing Lives. We talk about not personal finance. I'm thinking about Mr. Short Dollar. So excited. On Changing Lives, we talk about motivation, personal development, anything that can make you the best you possible. I think we stuck at 3,500. Yeah, 3,400 subscribers. We're trying to get to 4,000 for the end of the month. That may be an unrealistic expectation, but like we said on last week's show, we were thinking outside the box where the impossible can be possible.
That's right.
So I know all you good people out there that love to hear Deonte talk. It ain't nothing but a little subscribe button, hitting the bell.
And there you have
and we're in the game. Okay. But yeah, please go by there and check it out. I've been working hard on both channels and everything, especially since tax season ended. Been trying to get everything in place. The courses, I've been working on my lead magnets, my landing pages.
Okay.
Man, A-Lab.
It's coming along, right? It's going to be good, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got them. There's going to be several of them, too, man. So, yeah, I'm excited about it with regards to the courses.
Are we going to DVD them and sell them out the back of your trunk of your car?
Maybe by the end of the year. Okay. End of the year. All right, Deonte. Oh. You about to take my pay-per-view special idea. Again, it's Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight's show will be talking about parents and how you can prepare yourself for virtual schooling of your kids. When I think about tonight's show, it was I remembered how what was like March 13th or whatever, when everybody just got the call, school is closed. We thought school gonna be closed for a week,
right?
Then 2 weeks, then they came back and said, hey, ain't no more school
right.
for the rest of the year, and everybody was just scrambling. the parents, the teachers. Nobody knew what to do. And, people getting frustrated because, number one, you're already dealing with this stuff with your kids, but also dealing with stuff with life.
That's true.
So the kids couldn't go to school, parents couldn't go to work, everybody getting each other damn nerves, and there was no kind of leadership can really map everything out, because I think a lot of changes were coming from top down. So you couldn't say we're going to open the school up now, because, they were getting directives from federal, state level.
Right.
And that's understood, if you, let me say, it's understandable if you understand how organizations work. But I can see a lot of people also, like, what the hell going on? Why we didn't do this and why we didn't do that? And it was just like, again, that new normalcy. Everybody was going through it. Nobody knew what to do. And with crafting tonight's show, what I tried to do was I tried to talk to different educators from different school systems nationwide, and also talk to a lot of directors and everything to get different insight on how different school systems, especially, we're talking about at the city, the county, and the state. I haven't spoken about it really nationally from that kind of standpoint, but I also just kind of get some idea of how different school systems were ended last year, and also the plans they're looking to implement this year. And what was happening, kind of the consensus, a lot of school systems went into, let's stop trying to teach new stuff. Let's kind of do some, go over remedial work, stuff that they already know, and kind of just ride the wave to the school year go out. Now, I'm pretty sure that wasn't every school system, so if I have any educators, they're looking at the show and said, no, we didn't do that. I get that. But again, I talked to several of them, and some did that. If you were able to teach new information out of kids, great. But I know a lot of them were kind of like, hey, let's go and finish this year. I'll go over some remedial stuff. And the main reason for that was because it was a new thing. Nobody knew what we're doing and everything. Some school systems had already been very active in regards to the remote teaching, but also having kids kind of already know how to do different things on their tablets and everything. They already been active with using the iPads and everything like that. And then some it was like foreign, so they actually had this big learning curve to do it. I think that's not to be the plan this year. I'm not saying all the educators are going to be fully prepared now, but I don't think they'll be all scrambling like they were at the end of last year. So with that said, I really felt this show was needed, because if the teachers are going to be a little bit more structured, or a lot more structured than they were last year, parents need to be too.
Right.
So with that said, I want to just be able to give parents some strategies and plans to kind of help them prep for this upcoming school year for themselves, things that they need to do. And then after we go through that, give you some ideas that you need to make sure you got in place for your child to be successful this year. Okay? Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Remember, Project 4000. We're trying to go to Changing Lives, and we want to finish this the month of July up with 4,000 subscribers and everything. Make sure you go to the Facebook page, Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. Also, IG, Deonte, Deonte _77? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You can see me all kind of ways, guys.
There's no excuse.
There you go. And if you don't get a chance to go to any one of those, you can go to Misfits Media Group, the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, and everything. And when you get there, you can see all the other great shows that are on our radio station.
That's right.
Hey, I'm gonna look out for my people.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look out for my people.
Thank you.
Got a great radio station here, man. A lot of great shows. You can get your comedy, you can get your spirituality, you can get your politics, you can get your love, you can get everything. And on Thursday, get you some Deonte Burden.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, make it want to dance.
Get you some Jacinta.
There you go. But your sons are cooking now. Boy, look at that. Boy. Look at damn Paula Dean.
Yeah.
She just be mixing, and sometimes she tell the ingredients, sometimes she don't. She just be, shit.
You gotta go with it. Just go with it.
Let go on, Jacinta. But we're starting everything out. We're talking about parents how to prepare for virtual schooling of your kids. We're gonna go through different steps that I got for you guys, and what I've created was a 7-step plan for parents, a 7-step plan for parents to follow to help you, not your children, for you to be able to go through this, next school year virtually, and kind of keep some sanity with it. Okay, and I think if you follow this blueprint, crafted by yours truly, it's copyright and trademark.
That's right.
I think you'll end at least the first semester with a whole lot less stress if you don't do it. Okay. Now here's the deal. The first thing I want parents to do is mentally prepare for the unknown. Mentally prepare for the unknown. I think last school year where it ended was more so about facilitating, and again, this school year, this first semester at least, where we know they're going to be going virtually, it's going to be more along the lines of just being more structured.
Okay.
So with that said, a lot of things that we understand and we don't know everything, some of that stuff going to be out the window.
Okay.
And some things will have to be, you're going to have in place. So I just want parents to kind of mentally prepare for teachers telling you they're not for sure, you're saying you're not for sure. Just be ready for stuff being unorganized. Even though I'm saying things should be more structured, now you already been through it once to say, okay, look, nobody's really in control. Because a directive can come from higher up and change the whole plan. And you may be uncomfortable with it and everything like that, but again, if you mentally prepare for the unknown, it doesn't shock you as much.
Okay.
Because we're used to a normal state. That's when you're planning trips and family vacations. You might go around the Christmas holidays. You might wait after the semester. You don't know how the hell they're going to do this. Again, some of the breaks that they normally got, they may not get and everything. Right. It's just different. So the vacation that you planned for Disney World last year, you might just can't do it. I know everybody like, hell no.
I already paid for that.
Yeah, but we don't know.
Right.
So I just want you guys to kind of get, have an open mind going into everything before you do anything, to just kind of prepare yourself like, hey, listen, this is the unknown. I'm going to approach it that way because we just don't know.
That's true.
Okay? That's number one. Mentally prepare for the unknown. The second thing, it's very crucial, guys, plan. And I know you hear that's like, no, dub, whatever. Plan is very, very important. And when I say planning, I'm going to look at this from two separate ways. First thing, I want you guys to kind of give an idea of when we start talking about just your daily plan. The daily plan, you need to start getting ready for your kids. Start kind of drafting everything out from the moment they wake up, what they're going to eat for breakfast, when they're going to probably go into class, lunch, class again, what kind of study times and study arrangements they're going to have. Those kind of things you got to be thinking about. Okay. Because when your child is going through this kind of stuff, they don't have the resiliency or even the mental aptitude as an adult. So they can get flustered a whole lot quicker. And the more structured or prepared mom and dad or whoever appears, the easier it can be for them to, start going about everything.
Okay.
And I think the easiest way for you to be able to facilitate an environment where the kids are learning is you already kind of have some kind of rough draft already. How we going to do this?
Well, let me ask you a question on the class part. Do you think that they should do one class, like focus on one study that day, and then next day focus on another study, or do they, like they do at school, go to just about all the studies if they can? How do you think they should approach that part?
Well, I think it's going to be the same way they do at school.
Okay.
I think it's going to be the same way they do at school. But, we're going to, and to that point, that's why I think it's very, very important. It's one of my points we'll bring up later on. Y'all got to talk to these teachers.
Okay.
Y'all got to find out how the hell are y'all going to do this.
Okay.
But to that point, Lab, I'm not an educator, and I don't think it's fair for me to say they should just do one. And no, you didn't say that, but I don't think it's fair for me to say you should do one subject, 3 subjects, 4 subject days, and I have no idea how children learn.
Yeah, I guess I'm asking more towards, since you are a parent of a child that's probably gonna do virtual schooling, how would you approach that class? Like,
stay the hell out the teacher's way.
Okay, there you go.
Stay the hell out the teacher's way.
I just want a parent's point
of
view.
That's me speaking. Stay the hell out the teacher's way, because I'm always amazed with teachers anyway, how they able to get all my rockhead sons to damn listen.
Okay.
You know, I'm always repeat myself. And, you know, you talking about a person probably got 15 to 20 rock heads in their class at a time.
Right.
Stay the hell out of it. You know, I advise parents to find out what's going on, be informed. But as far as their strategy and how they teach and how they do that, let them do their thing. But no, understand and get an idea how they're going to do it and everything.
I think the family is blowing your signal.
Oh, no, it's good, man. This is good. This is a Perdomo. Nah, brother, it's good. It's good. I appreciate it, but that's a good question. But I just kind of go back to I let the teachers do their thing.
Okay.
I just need to be informed about what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. Now the second part of that we're talking about planning is the systems that you have in place. This is very important, parents. The systems. What we're looking at the system is we got to be thinking about how we're gonna be able to implement those plans, the structure of it. 3 important things is number 1, who gonna be waking these kids up? Who gonna be getting them up? These things to think about. Who gonna be getting them up in the morning, right? All right. Who's gonna be watching them? Because you might got to be at work.
Right.
Is it gonna be somebody, you know, a neighbor come by, family member, or older sibling? How are you gonna do it? Are you gonna have your camera? You know, put your little ring on the dresser, making sure they doing stuff and everything. Who's gonna be monitoring the kids? And I think another point is super important. Who the hell gonna be feeding them?
That's important.
You know, these kind of things that determine having those structures in place, because you can plan about the daily part of it, but the structure,
Right.
you know, that's the kind of thing we need to make sure we put an idea on and like, okay, we got this grand idea and stuff like that. How in the world, you know, we're going to be able to facilitate it? And these are things, again, parents, we're talking about preparing for your kids to go through virtual schooling. This is not an option, because a couple weeks ago they were asking, did you want to go to virtual school, or did you want to come in a couple days out of the week? I was kind of leaning when my kids going to school a couple days out of the week, and you know, my thought process was they were damn nothing the hell up, you know, and everything we're doing it. I'm not saying that's the right way. That was just the point where I was leaning at, because it took the athletics away, understandably, but there was no kind of human interaction outside of that. And my kids have turned into damn, you know, you think they was at the damn psych ward. Bouncing off the wall, fighting. Oh, man, they have improved their fighting skills. I mean, they just boxing and beating. And my baby boy, shit. Shit. He done fought all his damn over and over and over. I'm going to share this to you, man. He had a moment last night.
Right.
Shout out to Will B. I told him, you know, go clean your damn room up. He looked at me and he said, okay, you don't have to be so sensitive. It was funny to think about it, because PJ asked me this morning, Daddy, why was you cussing last night? That boy said, okay, you ain't got to be so sensitive. Okay. I'm gonna show you fucking sensitive. Showed him sensitive.
Right.
Damn, boy. Turns him out to a basketball. It bounced inside the walls. Like, you know.
Then your other son said, why you were cussing last night?
Daddy, why you cussing? Woke me up. But I couldn't believe that boy said that. He had said it with a damn straight face too.
Right.
But you know, these kind of mechanisms and structures have to be set in place, because again, when we're doing this kind of planning, you know, it's one thing to say, okay, I want to do this, but then we start talking about the house side of it. That's when you got to sit here and go a little deeper, because you know, a lot of times people are throwing out ideas. They throw out an idea, but they never look at it in terms of, okay, how this idea is going to happen.
Right.
That's where you get, I don't know. Won't y'all do it? Okay, but this is, the onus is going to be a lot on the parents.
Right.
Because there were so many things that you had to do. You didn't have to do just dropping them off. You got to make sure that these things are there now. And parents are really, that's what I'm saying, kind of, you got to get mentally prepared for this. There are so many things you didn't. And that's on you. And that's on you. You can't go back to the teacher let them do this, teacher let them do that. Hell, the teacher sitting in front of a camera just like your child is now.
Right, it's your turn
and
now.
everything. What's going on, cleaning wings? I got the Instagram in front of me and everything. If you guys are actually tuning in, streaming in on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to leave comments. You got any questions, you know, interact and anything. So, because I do want to hear you guys' ideas and comments in regards to this subject, because we're all going through this. Like I say, this is a unique thing. It's one thing when you know, hey, my child's doing this, my child's doing that. And I know some folks are straight homeschooling their kids, but most of the school system, this is it.
Yeah,
Everybody virtual.
There's no choice.
Exactly. So we're all going through this kind of stuff. So I think this is a great time for all of us to kind of be, you know, sharing ideas and stuff like that. So I don't want nobody to feel their point of view is crazy or whatever. It's just different and everything, because it's new for everybody. Even with the people that actually administering, being the educators and stuff, you know, it's new.
Right.
It's new. So, you know, they make a mistake with it. We just learn from it. We make a mistake doing, we're going to learn from it and everything. But as always, y'all know my P word, prepare. We got to be prepared. We don't want to wait till it comes and everything. That's why this show is near and dear to me.
Right.
To kind of be like, hey, let's go on and, you know, start, you know, preparing for it. The third thing is test. Okay. What I want, when I say about test is, you know, I'm former military. We do a lot of what we call sergeant times training, where we actually go over different kinds of scenarios several times. That's why we have the world's greatest military,
Right.
because we don't wait for a time to war. We're practicing. So it's really time to go shoot somebody up.
We know
We do it very effectively.
That's right.
Okay? You talk about the military all you want, but when Iraqis come over here, you ain't gonna call no Ghostbusters. Okay.
Military structure.
What's going on, Thickums? Thickums said, this is my business. Okay, cool. I appreciate you tuning in. I like that screen name, Thickums. Appreciate you tuning in. But when we say run those tests and everything, we want to make sure that we've came up with the idea, we came up with the structure and the rules how we're going to do it, then we're going to start testing it to see how it goes. Do a couple dry runs, you know, before school start. You know, set your kid, get them up, make sure they're getting up at a certain time. We got the meals ready. Who's ever or whatever's going to be monitoring and everything, we doing that. They make sure the kids or you aren't in a comfortable position where you actually like, this is fake. Have yourself in somewhat, you know, a stressful situation where you're wondering, okay, hey, you know, they feel like, hey, they are at school. You feel like they're at school. You know, we want to be doing a couple dry runs of this just to make sure, see if this stuff going to work. Do it several times. Don't stop in the middle of it. Try to judge yourself, fuss at your kid or whatever. Go through the whole day. I highly suggest this, because we got, even though they may push it back to September 8th, we don't know.
Right.
Because school's supposed to start technically with August 6th, 8th, I forgot, but it's like 2 weeks when it's supposed to start.
Yeah.
And now they saying they may push it about a month, but regardless, we want to do a couple of dry runs. And remember, when we doing these dry runs and these tests, do not stop.
Right.
Let it go the whole school day. And what you do afterwards, you do some kind of after action review. That's a Army term, AAR, where you've actually devised your plan, implemented it, and then you sit back and, you know, look at the data and the information that you gather from it, and kind of look at what you did right, what you did wrong, how you do things better. Excuse me, or any kind of suggestions for the future. I suggest you do this at least 4 or 5 times before school starts. And if we got a whole nother month for doing it, they give you more times to kind of get your structure together. Right. But once you're doing these tests, this is very, very important. We don't want to wait till the actual time school starts and we're actually trying to do this. Right. We don't want to be doing that, okay? That's the wrong answer.
Okay.
Because it's going, and what that does is, again, remember, we're dealing with children. Children are most comfortable when they got structure and everything in front of them. You know, you can have that one kid cut a food at certain places, but when he around structure, you know, you seem like a different person.
He good to go.
We see this in jail all the time.
Yeah.
We see it in jail. Man tell you stand up. Man tell you to pee, go pee.
Right.
Yeah, at home you ain't got to do that. You just might pee where you sitting there. Structure. But and again, in all seriousness, we want to provide that kind of environment for our children where they feeling like, okay, this is in place. And again, and don't judge yourself, parents. And when you run these tests to do this, you're gonna. I want to use words mistakes. These are not mistakes. These are learning opportunities. So okay, so go through those dry runs. Remember the whole day. Don't stop. Why you ain't did this? Why you ain't did that? You want to be sitting here. You know, they not noticing that you're monitoring it, and you're seeing, okay, I probably need to maybe call and check on them every so often. I have some kind of mechanism because you don't want to keep stopping it and fix it. There's no chance for the child to learn or you to learn how you can do it. So kind of that's probably going to be the most difficult part with running these dry runs is not stopping the monitoring phase and try to interject or whatever. Just go through it.
Right.
Go through it and kind of just, and you and your child can sit down, depending on their age, because, they're too young, they may not necessarily be able to process that. But definitely you'll be able to get some information to see, okay, this may be some things that we can do differently and everything. Again, the night show we're talking about is for parents, how to prepare for virtual schooling this school year. A lot of different, a lot of school systems. I think, hell, I don't know, is most of them in Georgia, is that a state thing or just, I know Metro Atlanta, but I don't know.
I don't know about, I think what happens is you have one or two do it and everybody else decides to do it too. So it may eventually be everybody. I don't think it's everybody right now, but cause I haven't heard about any other school system. So right now it's just Atlanta, I think.
We said Atlanta, you talking about Metro Atlanta? Yeah. And I don't know if they're doing
it. About schools out here, but my problem is I don't have kids in school.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't need to know about it.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I think most of them pretty much are kind of going these guidelines. I just don't know. When you start looking at, a lot of times people forget when you come out of Atlanta, you're in Georgia, and most of your counties in the state of Georgia are smaller counties, and especially school system. Even some school system may, a county school may have 3 or 4 towns going to it, so you don't necessarily have 3 or 4 schools in a city where more than that, like you do in Atlanta and stuff. So I'm curious to find out. That's something for me to kind of be looking into. But again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Changing Lives, hosted by Deonte Burden. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, over 200 videos where we talk all about motivation, personal development, go over a lot of great information as far as with parents, developing your kids, learning different things, learning different skills. I think I got 220 videos on there and stuff like that. A lot of great information. And you've got that little itch for your personal finance. Check out Mr. Short Dollar, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, real estate investing. Again, we just crossed that 1,000 subscriber plateau. That was hard, Lab.
Yeah.
That was hard.
That's right.
But again, I'll say it again for the end of the show, man. I appreciate everybody, all the love and support you guys give me, and the course is on the way. I've been working hard.
What you waiting on, man?
I've been working hard. I know everybody been waiting on. It's cool. I won't say what they're gonna be waiting for them pay the invoice for. But everything can't be free.
So you bringing up small stuff. We talking
Small
about
day. Okay, cool.
we talking about getting them courses going.
Got some great stuff coming, and definitely next week's show I will be dropping. What we got coming out from Changing Lives and also from Mr. Short Dollar. Be a lot of great stuff coming down the pike from that. Again, we're talking about parents, how to prepare for your kids doing virtual schooling this school year. We just went through the first 3 steps. Again, I got a 7-step plan for you guys to follow for you to be super successful as far as parents this school year. Now we're at number 4. Number 4 is contingency. What we mean by contingency, those are things, your backup plan, the things you want to have, just in case things don't go right. And what we want to do is make sure we're covering the what ifs. A lot of times I see a lot of people, because they don't want to cover the what ifs, they we're going to pray on it, you don't have faith. No, sir. No, sir. Remember, you're dealing with a soldier.
Right.
We want to make sure we got a lot of stuff covered and everything like that. So, just a couple examples of that. Just say your Wi-Fi go out. You might want to have your hotspot or something available. The kids lose files on a tablet or laptop. You got some kind of Google Drive set up. Those are kind of things.
Or external hard drive.
You got all this stuff in place to cover the what ifs.
Yeah.
Especially the external hard drive, very important. I'm glad you even mentioned that, Lab, because the tablet or the laptop can crash.
Right, and if the Wi-Fi out and you don't have a hotspot, you can't get to those files. So you still need a hard drive way to get to them files if all of the internet is out. So, yeah.
And those are things you got to make sure you have covered.
Yeah.
You got somebody else on deck, just in case you can't be there or whatever. You got to be able to do that. And so make them plan Bs. Got to make them plan
and
Bs and
Wi-Fi
stuff.
goes out, parents. We have the highest Wi-Fi here, like the highest megabytes you can get per second in this building for the radio station, like, and it still goes out. And I'm hardwired into the box, and it still goes out.
Well, sometimes just take a hard rain,
Yeah.
a crash, work at your neighbor's house. Some of the most oddest stuff, and just throw your internet off.
Right.
And we're talking about your child's education, and you got a text from Xfinity, we're doing work in your neighborhood, you'll be out for the next 2 days. The hell your child gonna go to, you know, those kind of things is just super important. Things that we probably could blow off in the past really can't blow it off now. And so, again, have those plan Bs in place. Have those plan Bs in place, you know. Child now keep in mind, now your child gets sick. You can't even blow it off, be like, okay, you know, well, tell the nurse, let you sit in there for an hour or two. Y'all finna get ready to get out of school. Oh, no. They at home now. And you ain't there. Who gonna watch them?
That's right.
You know? This was kind of like, you know, we were talking on last week's show. We were talking about thinking outside the box. Well, I brought up one of my brilliant ideas. You know, this is a perfect opportunity for someone that want to set up like a virtual hub for parents just to drop their kids off.
Well, I heard on NPR right after you said it, like the next day, because you know I work from home, but I listen to NPR when I. But this guy has a business where he sends retired professionals to your house to teach your children for virtual schooling.
Wow.
And the problem that they were having was saying that it's a fee that costs. Of course, there's a fee to it. The problem that they were saying was that lower income parents might not be able to afford it. So it might be a case of where people middle class, upper middle class get this done. Their kids are moving forward in the class, whereas lower incomes are not being able to do that. What I suggest is for lower income family, because I come from a lower income family. I come from a family, man. Sometimes we didn't know what we were going to eat that day.
Gotcha.
But we had neighbors. And I could go to my neighbor's house, get something to eat, whatever I needed to do, and be good. So this is where the community comes in at. I think the community and the lower income still can have their kids go forward. If you got a parent that you know that stays at home, y'all all get together and say, hey, you know, I know that you don't really work, but do you mind coming to check on our kids, or we'll pay you a little bit of something? You know, anything can be worked out to where the community can have their kids still be homeschooled while you off at your job, because we all have to work. We all have to take care of our family and our rent and all that stuff. That stuff don't stop just because your kid's in virtual school.
Absolutely.
But if you know that you have a disabled person at home, or that stays at home and still has their wits about them, still can be able to get around here, and they're not as fast as they normally could.
Absolutely.
Work out with the community, get together, all y'all to get together and figure out how y'all can keep those kids going while the virtual school going. Because the first excuse you're going to hear, I'm guarantee you, is, I got to work.
Well, to that point, Lab, that was one of the main premises of even making this show, is that you have a lot of adults, period, and they raise a lot of children to become these kind of adults also, that throw up excuses all the damn time.
Right.
And this is one of the moments that damn excuse ain't gonna fly, because I think it's gonna be the same damn situation. If your child can't go to virtual school, you might get a call from defects.
Right.
If you like it or don't like it, it is what it is. So spend less time focusing on what you can't do, and spend more time trying to craft about what you can do.
How you can fix any issue that may come up.
Exactly.
And that's what this show is
exactly. Absolutely. Because whatever you do, if you're in a situation where, okay, hey, you know, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad. I got another sibling that's, if it's a great situation, cool. But I think it's going to be a lot of them that's not going to be comfortable. So I think people have to just prepare. Stop, I won't say complaining, but you dwell so much on what you can't do, you'll never start channeling that energy. And how am I going to make this happen?
Right.
We get you got to work. We get that. But let's start. And people that actually, we talking about my innovators and my creators, what could you do to create a lane for yourself to help facilitate that? Collab just said, this is a man on NPR saying, okay, he has these teachers to go there virtually. That may be a deal for you to talk to a local government or school system for you to cast that same thing out.
Get a voucher for it.
Exactly. Well, no, I'm talking about from an entrepreneur standpoint. If you're starting a business up to do that, because like you said, the parents might can't afford it, there may be some care grant money to facilitate that.
I'm get all our low income people who's listening a little nugget. Just like you start a daycare center at home, for them babies when your parents got to go out to work and you charge them $70, $80, whatever, watch their kids for the week. Same thing applies.
Yeah.
Same thing applies. Same thing applies. Just think about it. I mean, think about it. I'm not saying you want to do it, but think about it. It can be done. If you can babysit, you got grandma over here. She watched 10 kids.
Absolutely.
While everybody go to work, the local grandma in the neighborhood watching 10 kids. Why can't somebody else do the same thing with this virtual school?
Think about it. Think about it. And don't spend too much time thinking about it. Just start implementing from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're going to ride at number 5, guys. Let's set review points. Weekly, monthly, and at the semester. What I want you guys to understand is when we draft these plans up, we've practiced, done the dry runs, we made the contingency plans and stuff like that. Now we're setting points where we want to go back. When we're in the process of doing it, once the ball get rolling and they at class, you at work, you can't stop and leave work to go home and make sure everything up with that.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to have sure that we got certain checkpoints on a weekly, monthly, and through the semester base, where we have, okay, are we meeting these certain goals? Are these certain things done?
Mm-hmm.
You got your own little personal checklist. One of my business, I had my commercial cleaning company, just like anybody that's done janitorial work before, when you go, depending on how your contract's set up, there are things that your checklist for the daily, weekly, and monthly. You might want empty trash out daily, sweep the floors, whatever. Weekly, you may buff the floors. Monthly, you may have to clean the windows or something like that. Have that checklist, parents. I'm talking specifically you guys. This is what we're going through. This 7 steps for a parent to follow. Parents, have that checklist that you're assessing. Make sure we're going to these points. Every day was the homework done. Every day did they study. Weekly, how many tests they had. What are their grades? Did their grades get updated or not upgraded? Most school systems, they have points where a teacher, I think every so many days, they're supposed to update the grades in the grade book.
Mm-hmm.
So parents be too reactive. That may have changed. I don't know. But you got to have those kind of checkpoints in place. Each month, have they done that? Have they gave out deficiency notice if my child was lacking or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Has that been done? You got to have that kind of checklist for yourself. Do not wait for somebody to kind of get this stuff to you, parents, okay? Have your own little checklist in place where you kind of making these notes. And even at those points, you can say at the week point, we want to make sure we've done this kind of a bonus for yourself that, hey, I did check this. Good job. Because usually if you got you a proper plan in place, and if your plan is implemented in the way that you have drafted out, even though some things going to happen that we can't control or whatever, you should be on the right track. And you can kind of reward yourself. Mm-hmm. Make it fun, have your little wine night or whatever,
Right.
My baby didn't flunk all her tests. My baby learned her ABCs.
Right.
Now, if you your baby teacher call when your baby at home, we're going to let that go. We're going to let that go. How the hell you get kicked out of home?
You get kicked out of homeschool.
You got kicked out of homeschool?
You suspended in virtual school.
It going to happen. That shit, it's going to happen. God knows it's going to happen and everything. But just make those review points to do that. Again, we're talking about parents, how to make sure, we're getting prepared for virtual schooling. We all going to go through it, so best to get ready for it now. And that was number 5. Again, it's Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Facebook channel. Like, share, subscribe to it. Check out all the great videos we got on there. Also, go check me out on Instagram at Deonte_77. Now, we're going to the last 2, guys, for you parents. Number 6, reach out to the school system on the items that you need. Reach out to the school system on items that you need. You do not want to be going to the damn school system asking for a computer once school started.
Right.
And I will say this right now, a lot of the school system are being proactive now to kind of get head counts on
laptops.
Who needs laptops, who needs the hot spots and all that kind of stuff. If your child's going to need some additional instructions and stuff like that, if you're going to need some kind of help, if you can't find nobody, whatever, what kind of programs do they have in place? Because to the point we just talking about, the guy that's going to the schools, that's with the homeschooling, your particular school system may have a program like that that they're not actually promoting.
Right.
But depending on your offer, depending on your situation, be it homeschool, availability, income level, availability or whatever, or just say you may be a special need parent. Am I
Right.
saying that right?
Yeah.
When
like,
you're an adult, you still special need, but you may have an issue. Just say with just you can't walk or you can't hear this, that, and that,
Disabled.
and you need somebody disabled. I don't know
Disabled
we're such a
parent.
damn politically correct climate. I don't know
But
the damn words, but you
got
get
the
what I'm
issue.
saying.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm scared to talk about my granddad. You say, yeah, something wrong with you. And you can't provide certain things for your child, be it from a physical standpoint or whatever, or even mental standpoint. What programs do that school system have in place? Let's be proactive, guys. Remember, what we don't want to do, I can't stress this enough, is wait till the damn ball get to rolling, and now we're trying to fix stuff. Are we going to miss some things? Yes. Are we going to forget some things? Yes. But the more we can be proactive and try to get stuff covered, the better.
Right.
Hell, I got to go through this too. It's new for me too. It's new for me too. And I really do believe probably they're going to have some standards set in place they didn't have last time. I think last time, when I said last time, the way they ended last semester was about, hey, let's get through this. And I would assume, I'm not going to sit here and say it because I talked to several different educators from different school systems. Seems like some school systems have been kind of getting everybody prepared, going to different classes, and some, hell,
You on your own.
I'm not going to say who I talked to.
Right. Right.
But again, it's going to be, I don't necessarily say you on your own, but they haven't been properly prepped themselves
Okay.
and everything. So it's going to kind of be the same thing. And, hey, learn as you go.
Right.
From the teachers to the parents. But I would think, I think it's safe to assume they should be a little bit more prepared now at the end of the semester. So, hey, reach out to the school system. Do not, and I understand, sometimes we have to do that, had to be, it's a pride thing. You got some parents, I don't want to ask, I don't want to do this. They might necessarily want to know their current situation and stuff like that. But this one time we got to think too, parents, ain't about us. It's about them babies.
About them children.
Yes.
Yeah, about them babies.
Yes, sir. You got to think about them babies. So we all going through stuff. You might have lost your job. You're not in the same situation you were a year ago. You got them health issues. You got the mental issues. You got a relationship with different issues or whatever, and you need help.
Right.
Take advantage of it.
I think now the help would be more prevalent now, and it'd be more easier to ask because of so many people are out of jobs. They don't have a job right now. The unemployment rate in Georgia, in Georgia, I think they said 1.4 million.
I don't know.
I think it is 1.4 million. It may be a little more.
No, that's probably about right.
But anyway, so now is the time. Just ask. You never know until you ask. And what's the point? Just ask anyway. If just say, hey, I need to get how can I virtually train? You could even tell them we have a computer, but it's broke. I'm trying to get it. Anything. If you feel like it's gonna hurt your pride, think of a reason why you need the computer. I'm just trying to get you to get the computer if you need it.
Well, everyone knows I'm a proud member of 100 Black Men South Metro chapter, and usually during the school year, I usually visit at least 3 or 4 schools each month to do this. But to the point what Lab just said, it will amaze you how many people don't ask for assistance when they need it, but they'll ask for assistance when they being greedy or lazy.
Right.
We'll try to get some extra money. We'll try to drop them off, but when I really need it, it's like pride come in. That amazes the hell out of me.
Because you know you need it.
Exactly.
When you asking for it when you don't need it, it feel like I'm just coming up.
Exactly. Pride is crippling.
Right.
And that'll blow your mind how many people they know they know their child need certain things in place and they won't take advantage of it. But if it comes to their benefit, the parent, I just let them sit there. I can go sleep. I can watch my stories. So school let them stay there for extra 2 or 3 hours. I just leave them there.
Right.
Or, they're going to give us out some free money or free clothes and stuff. We're going to do that because you don't need it. You're being greedy. But when you really do need the clothes, or really do need the money,
you don't want to ask.
they don't want to ask. I don't even know what kind of damn thinking that is. But that happens a lot, a whole lot more than people imagine, especially if you don't really have to go through that. But I just seen that firsthand a lot, being in those schools all the time, volunteering. And I am one of the few people I can honestly say that I come from the perspective, of course, I'm I do a lot of talking and stuff to parents and the kids and everything. But because I am very active going to the schools, I got a lot of insight to say, yeah, people should do this, people should do that. But when you're actually doing it, it's not like that.
Right.
Because we can have $1 million idea about what we want people to do or what's out there for people. People still got to take advantage of it.
That's true.
And parents also got to put a certain effort in, you know, and everything. And I think that's super, super important. And the last thing, parents, and I really want you guys to take this in heed, take it all in stride. This is something new. We ain't never been through no damn pandemic before. You're going to make mistakes. Do not look at your failures as failures. Just look at them as teaching moments. Hold your head up. You know, like Lab said, you know, lean on your friends, lean on your community. But do not, because it's going to be so stressful. And I know a lot of times people going to need an ill. The kids going to go through issues with this, you know, because they're not around their friends and stuff like that. Don't stress the hell out of it. Take it in stride. Take it in stride. Learn from it. Don't beat yourself up about what you couldn't do, what you didn't do. Just focus on what the hell you can do, okay? Just take it in stride, okay? Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Finna get ready to go into, I think, some of the things you can do for your kids to be successful. But one thing I do want to share before I go into that, well, I'll save that to the end of the show. But what we want to get into now is some tips I got for parents to lay out. And these are seven steps also. We're going to be a little quicker with these. Okay. And these for a little quick step for you to get your kids to help them be successful. And again, some of these ones are kind of like the things that we were already talking about for the parents to do to prepare. But these are some things also, just like I said, just to help for strictly the children to do, that they can do, okay?
Okay.
Going back again, number one, plan and test before school start. Plan and test before school start. Again, kids really, really, really react very well to structure. Mm-hmm. They, when it's chaos, it's just going to be that.
Right.
But as long as they know, okay, this is the blueprint, these are the rules to follow, they're fine with that. But they see mama and daddy shooting from the damn hip, you know, just going as they go, just making stuff like that. That's when you're going to have a child kind of just moving in certainty and everything. Once we know things are going to happen, and we know we got to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, we know we got to do this at this time, do this next, do that next, the more structure you can provide, the better that child can be. Mm-hmm. Because they haven't came to a point of maturity-wise to sit here and be that disciplined. You have a child every now and then that's already locked up and everything. My third son, Christopher, he liked that. I don't have to say nothing to Chris.
Really?
The mother three, hell no. Hell no. Even the Ivy League educated one.
Right.
Hell no. Hell no. Big shout out to Chris B.
Right.
Chris B, I don't have to say nothing to him. My baby do his stuff, stay on schedule and everything, man. He good to go. The mother three.
He telling the other ones to come on.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Chris would wake up PJ, who's a senior.
Right.
Man, come on, man. Get ready to go to school. Shout out to PJ.
Right.
Okay. Number two for your kids, make sure you got a daily schedule set up. Make sure your kids, if you're going to have it, you know, it was one thing to tell them, okay, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that, have these things in place. It's another thing to have it probably in several places of the house. Mm-hmm. A poster in the kitchen, poster in the living room, poster in a room, a poster right by their computer or tablet, whatever they're going to do class, constantly showing this the schedule for the day, where it's constantly reiterating this is what's going on, especially when we're initially going through everything. Let them see that over and over and over again, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Another thing that can be helpful, have a clock right there by them. So they know at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I got to do this, I got to do that. If that's in your face all the time, the clocks and the schedule, it kind of goes back again, bringing them back into that structure, okay? All right, and make sure that, very important, they even have their wake-up times, getting up, brush teeth. Just like, you're not going to school, but we want them preparing for it.
Right.
Okay.
Like
yeah, you don't want to go live and all the kids looking. Why you got your pajamas on? Why you this, that, and that? Don't brush your teeth in class. We want to be, again, 7 o'clock wake up, 8 o'clock, dress, 8:30, you already got this stuff in place. Or wherever you've eaten breakfast before then, we want to have that stuff set up. Mm-hmm. And like I said, a good thing to do is have that scheduled in several places in the house. Because you don't have the ringing of the bell, you don't have the intercom, all that stuff going on.
Right.
I don't know if the teachers are going to be logging in and off at certain times to make sure they eat meals, and I don't know.
Now, I heard that the teachers was going to be, they're asking the teachers to come in and do the class virtually. Like, they be giving instructions on the live camera. So I guess they'll have a live feed somewhere like we do here, and they'll be giving instruction in the classroom with an empty classroom, but they still at school.
Well, that's what they did last year. Now I don't know if they. I don't know. Whatever. That's what my kids did. Was in and my kids go to Clayton County schools, and I don't know if every Clayton County school is like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily know teachers in their classroom. I don't know if they was on their sofa or whatever.
Right.
But they actually were facilitating everything
Mm-hmm.
like that, doing it. So that's what they did. Now that's why I go back to those cameras and stuff like that. Make sure because teachers want to see the kids engage.
Right.
Because they got a little dark shadow. Deonte. They don't know if what's going on until they start hearing.
Right.
Who's snoring? So we want to make sure we got all that stuff in place. Your child is woke and everything. But again, that schedule that is very important. Like I said, those just some tidbits with that schedule where they're seeing that stuff is already there and it's constantly in their face.
Mm-hmm.
Also, parents, we're at number 3. Make sure those meals are available. That breakfast is available. That lunch is available. Especially if you're not going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
If you already got the little Tupperware set up, or they know to go put them, microwave something up and everything. That stuff's already set up for them.
Right.
You don't want them sitting there, trying to cook up a meal or do this, that, and that, and everything. With doing it, if they have programs set up from the school system, where somebody's delivering lunches or something like that, I don't know, maybe whatever. That's another entrepreneurial thing. Hey, guys, listen, think about it. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that goes back to parents being proactive, reaching out.
Mm-hmm.
But make sure that stuff is already set up for the kids in terms of the meals are there. They don't have to fix something on their own,
Right.
and everything like that. And if you got a 17, 18-year-old, especially a high schooler, be a little different. You have a little bit more leeway. They can do it. But again, even with them, they're still on a schedule. Excuse me. You want to kind of have everything as structured as possible. Keep in mind, we're trying to facilitate an environment like school, but not at school.
Right.
So we don't want to give them the impression that you're in school at home.
Right.
We want to have them thinking like I'm in school.
Right.
So let's try to create some kind of environment where they're feeling like that. We don't want them so comfortable that they're looking at one screen is showing the school, the classwork, and then they're looking at Netflix on another.
Right.
We don't want to have it.
Right.
So we want to kind of keep them as uncomfortable as possible in an environment where they got to learn. What I mean by uncomfortable, we don't want to make them feel like they're at home.
Right.
Okay, so kind of have those meals and stuff like that set up. Number 4, that goes back into it, no distractions. So the cable and all that kind of stuff. If you got to go and put certain restrictions on certain channels, on certain computers, on certain toys, or whatever, while they doing that, do it.
Right.
Please do it. Okay, just do it. And again, we're trying to create that environment, guys. I think the further ahead that you can do this, the better for you, because once the ball gets to rolling again, you think it can be uncomfortable doing it, but how the hell you gonna do parent-teacher conferences? You gotta arrange for this. They can't meet you there. Stuff happens, but the stuff you can fix and get ahead of, the sooner the better. I really would advise it.
Right.
I really would advise it, because you already know you're not around the teacher, so the accessibility around them. So now you're talking about you got to get the teacher online or talk to when she's available. So it was already a little bit difficult trying to get them before. I mean, damn, you know they're not even there. It could be way more difficult now.
Right, that's true.
So much stuff you can try to do, ahead of time, do that. So make sure there's no distractions. Again, we're talking about things you can do for your children specifically to help them be successful this year. Again, this is Changing Lives, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And the Facebook page, Changing Lives. Check me out on IG at Deonte_77. Now we go back to that list of things you can do for make your children successful during the school year. Well, again, we talk about the top 7 for the parents to have success. Now we're back to the kids. We're at number 5. Make sure that computer or tablet or whatever works fine.
That's right.
We want to make sure it's debugged, the virus screening has went on.
Right.
All the things, you want to make sure that thing is working at optimal level.
Right.
Going into it, and everything. So a couple days before school is not the time to be dusting it off. And I guarantee you, I don't know, but I would bet money on it, a lot of your computer repair shops are going to be swamped.
Very.
And everything. So I just want, advise parents to be a little proactive to kind of make sure your equipment is running fine, before then. So make sure we check in there, and that goes into number 6. The Wi-Fi is working good. The Wi-Fi working good. If you need a hotspot there, the camera on the tablet or laptop or desktop, whatever, is working good. We want to make sure that's why we do the test and dry runs, to make sure that stuff at optimal level. If you want to go get it checked prior to school starting, I would advise that. But we want to make sure all like we call in the Army, PMCS, Preventative Maintenance Checks and Services. See, I remember all this stuff. PMCS, there you go, structure. We just stand proactive, make sure everything is working good, everything working fine. So anything that you can stay on top of and check, and make sure you've done that already, okay? That was number 5 and 6. And this is a very important one with that. If you have number 7, if you have multiple kids, make sure you got the system set up that can facilitate, all your kids. Because what the 3rd grader, 6th grader, 8th grader, 9th grader, 11th grader, all may have different kind of schedules set in place. And they may have different structures set in place. So you may have to have a specific system in place for each child.
Right.
The youngest might need naps.
Right.
The 11th grader plays sports. He may have a time for study hall before they go to the school for practice. Make sure we got all this stuff in place, okay? Make sure that kind of stuff is in place. And I know it seems like a lot, but again, I would rather make sure stuff fixed on the front end. And this is the same kind of theory and the same process I do with business when I'm dealing with my consulting clients. We want to do all that front end stuff, the front end analysis, the front end crafting and planning before we get in knee deep into it. So when we're working with it, we have some kind of structure or framework. We can make adjustments instead of having to do a whole overhaul or creation of a system. Okay? So yes, so just make sure, especially those multiple kids, you got those different things in place. Again, this is Change Lives by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Tonight's show where we talked about parents, how to make sure your kids have success, being going to school virtually this school year. I hope the information that I gave out to you guys from the parent level to the student level was very informative to you, because this is something a lot of us going to go, well, a lot of us, I won't say all, but a lot of us got to go through. And again, it's new.
It may be all.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You never know.
School-age children.
You never know.
What's going to happen?
And again, did I touch base on everything possible? No. That's why I want you guys to be interactive with it. If you can shed light onto it, or you got some ideas, no idea is dumb. Everything's different. It's new. Nobody knows. And I think the quicker people can get out their emotions, or why they making us doing this, why they doing that, instead of saying, okay, let me go on and get it fixed, this is what's going on, or being proactive with reaching out to your kids' educators or the administrators at their school to let them know your situation or your thoughts about certain things. Do it now. Don't be, hussy fussy about why. Just focus on the how. And when you start focusing on the how, that way it'll be apparent the stuff you can't do. And then it'll be going back to stuff, hey, listen, we can go back to it and stuff. But I just want you guys to make sure, be able to put those ideas out to help you facilitate that. In conclusion to the show, I wanted to bring something up, guys. And this is probably kind of off topic with that, but I think it's really something to be taught about. We, just kind of, especially we talk about educating. I was looking at a podcast, and I hear this a lot in terms of and it's dealing with parents, kids, and schooling. And I'm going to do a show about this and also a little video. A lot of times people are so stuck in, we're starting this new school year off, and this kind of goes to, I think, a lot of the whole education piece. And there was some brothers talking about, we're talking about financing and business and credit and stuff, and they was talking about this isn't what we were taught in school, and then we weren't taught this and weren't educated on this. And I have a different perspective. A lot of times when I hear people say, well, they didn't teach us in school, well, they're not going to teach us that in school, and this is why not and everything. And I don't really look at it like that. I don't look at it in terms of what I wasn't taught in school or what they didn't teach us or whatever. What I look at it as, was your ass ready to receive it? Exactly. Because I'll say this. The kids, you got some kids that are in the 12th grade, they may be taking pre-algebra. And you got some kids that are taking AP calculus. Some kids are receptive and ready to learn about finances, credit, and stuff. Some just ready to get the hell out of school. And a lot of us were ready to just get the hell out of school.
Mm.
It didn't matter what they were actually teaching because they probably were teaching it at that point in life. And it doesn't matter. And I think it has less to do with the aptitude of the child, but more so the attitude. And I think if we all look back and were honest about it, how we were at different ages of our life, we more than likely wasn't ready to receive that kind of information. Because again, the kids that are actually, intuitive and trying to be, and are aggressive with their learning, they know it. They learning it. They learning it.
Yeah.
They learning it, man.
This is true.
And I just think so many people, and it's such a big damn excuse because it goes back to probably the heart of this show, accountability. You probably didn't learn it because you didn't try to damn learn it.
And you're right. I'm gonna give you a good example. When I was in school, I took drafting. I took drafting because it was one of my elective courses. I had to take it. And it was a guy in drafting who wanted to be an architect. Like he was focused. And I'm talking about high school. This is my junior year of high school. He was focused on becoming an architect. Whereas I'm doing little dimensions and maybe got my little T-square and all that and my little angle, drawing a little house and doing the dimensions on it. He is drawing buildings, 3D maps, everything because his focus is on being an architect. So his detail on drawing and getting the stuff was a lot more than my detail because I wasn't trying to be an architect. You get what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
He was taking in the information. He was coming to class early, talking to the teacher. Teacher instructed him, whereas I'm just coming to class, getting what I got to get that C or B and moving on.
Yeah.
He's trying to get triple A's. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because that's what his focus was.
And it goes to, that's a great point because that goes to, I know not all, but I think a lot of us had that one class where we didn't even want to bell the ring. We loved being in that class so much. Be it the coursework, what you were learning, or that fine teacher, whatever it was, we did not want that bell to ring. And the flip side of it, we also had that class like, damn, this that we walk in, damn, man, we got to be here an hour. Damn, I got to be here an hour. So we've had that different stuff, and I can say that like just from school, college, grad school, some things just super, you were interested about, like, damn, man, I want to learn some more. Dang, man, it's time already.
Right.
Then some, man, you walk in, oh, Lord, got this monotone teacher, something you're totally not interested in. So when I hear people say that kind of stuff about they didn't teach us that in school, they probably did. But you just weren't at that particular point. Like, and it has, like I said, not that you weren't smart enough. You just really, your maturity level at that particular point in time, you didn't want to do it.
Sometimes you just got to go get it.
Exactly.
Like when we do business, people say, well, if you're successful in business, you're going to hustle and go get it. Sometimes you just got to go get it. It's there. They're just not presenting it to you in a way that you can see it. You get what I'm saying? You might go ask a teacher about it, and then they'll teach you about it. But since they have so many students in the class, they got to go the middle ground. Everybody not going to want to know how to do trigonometry.
Exactly.
So we got to, you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it goes to those saying people make a priority what they want to. If your child is a great athlete, you're going to make sure they got trainers. You're going to make sure they doing the AAU, the different circuits, the travel ball and all that kind of stuff. You'll make sure they have. That happens.
You're going to keep them a C average so they can stay in the sport.
Exactly. But even if they one of them students where they're smart or whatever, I think when you show a penchant for wanting to learn more, you'll just give it to you. I don't think a lot of times people, when they want to be aggressive with their education, what they want to learn, you're gonna actually dig for more.
That's
true. And even as a child, you're gonna Google it or whatever. When your child want to know certain lyrics or whatever, they're gonna Google it. They're gonna YouTube it.
Right.
But if they also want to know how is this bridge made, how is gold manufactured, how you do production, how you do this, that, and that, they're gonna find the information. So that's one of the things I just want, like I said, the core of this show, just that accountability. I really don't like hearing adults say that. And it's America, freedom of speech and everything. But that goes back to, well, we weren't taught this. We wouldn't do that. You weren't ready for it.
Right.
You weren't ready for it. Because, again, I ain't finna toot my own horn. I was a gifted student. Yeah. And, at APS we had challenge. And I remember Miss Gear, the whole time we had, I had Miss Gear at Grove Park. Then we started going to Harwell and Miss Jones. Then had Miss Gear back in high school. You know, and a lot of you kids that went through APS, especially in the 90s, y'all remember Miss Gear. And I mean, we went through all kinds of stuff, man. I knew hieroglyphics. I knew the binary code. It was so much stuff that I was exposed to being a gifted student. Yeah, I ain't just get smart like this. Shit, your boy been smart. But I say this to say that all of us, and a lot of kids that I was in those programs with on Facebook now, and I'm Facebook friends with them now, and I see, like, again, I didn't think that we actually were those kind of kids.
Right.
And, you know, some of my buddies that went in them programs, that weren't interested in us then.
Right.
It wouldn't, because I wanted to do that was available. And I can tell you right now, ain't a damn thing come gifted out of my household, except me. So I damn sure didn't have a mama or daddy asking, hey, get them tested for this, get signed up for that. They be like, what that is, where y'all go, this, that, and that, if I got to ask that. So I just think that, you know, depending on your maturity level, you know, at that particular point in time. Like I said, I don't think it had less to do with aptitude, but I think when you're a type of person, regardless of your age, that when you want to do things, you find an interest in stuff, you'll dig and find that information.
Yeah, my interest in school became, and you know, I did graduate out of high school at 15, but the thing is, and no, it wasn't
Doogie Howser.
It wasn't because I was a Doogie Howser. This was what's gonna kick you. Like I said, I come from a poor family, so I was going to during summer. We didn't have going to school to eat breakfast and lunch, so I figured out in Chicago summer school was free.
Gotcha.
I signed up for summer school every year, basically first just go have somewhere to eat breakfast at and lunch at. But my first couple of weeks in the summer school, I think summer school was like 8 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'm going there every morning anyway because I had a plan. I was like, okay, 8 o'clock I eat lunch, and school is out at 12:30. Nobody really comes outside till like 1, 2 o'clock anyway.
Gotcha.
So I said, well, since I'm here, I might as well really get interested in class. So I really started getting into class in summer school. And the reason I went wasn't to get into class, it was to eat.
Get a meal.
Meal. So I started getting into class in summer school and really started enjoying it because there was less people there. The teacher actually could take more time and talk to you about these things. It may be 5 or 6 people in class.
Gotcha.
So they were really taking time, we'd be in class for 4 hours.
Gotcha.
8 o'clock was breakfast from 8 to 12. At 12 we eat lunch, and then 12:30 we leave.
Gotcha.
So we had all that time to the teacher.
Gotcha. But to the point, even in young labs, you know, just recognition, all that, he still had to receive the information.
Right, and I got the information, and to my surprise, all my classes was credits.
Yeah.
So by the time I got to a certain level, I had enough credits to graduate high school.
At that age, yeah.
At that age, and then I started really liking school.
Gotcha.
Summer school got me to start liking school.
Gotcha.
So I really started getting into classes, into learning, into after school programs, all that stuff because of summer school.
Gotcha. Totally get it. But to the most important thing is just what you said. Not why you went there or how you started, but the point was, I think the most importantly, you made a decision to receive the information.
Right. I'm here.
See, when you made a decision to receive the information, now you're learning.
Right.
When you're really not interested in it, you ain't gonna go no further.
Right.
You're not gonna try to go. Like I say again, you got seniors in high school in pre-algebra. You got some 9th graders. They start off taking calculus because they have that kind of penchant to want to do it. Of course, you got some parents pushing this, that, and that. But a lot of times you don't have that.
Right.
And again, if you're that type of person to push for it. Now again, because you weren't that way at 16 don't mean you're going to be that way at 25, 35. Sometimes we late bloomers. We 45, 50, now want to go to school. They seem interested in all that. I get it. But that kind of rubbed me the wrong way when like they don't teach us this in school. Yes, they do. You just weren't ready for it then.
Right.
You got a classmate who graduated with your ass. They knew it. They knew it. Now, you was at night school because you've been kicking tail all day, you know, they trying to get you out. That's a little different. No, they didn't. They don't have them kind of classes there.
Right.
But again, no, exactly. But to that point, I just think that a lot of times we focus on accountability. Why didn't I get it? Well, they didn't teach it. Somebody got it. And they didn't necessarily have anybody push them. It's just that when we want to, and that has different people, you know, like I say, it's a maturity thing. Not necessarily like when I say age, just some people just want to learn more at different points of their life. Right. And everything. And once they sit down, unfortunately, we got a lot of brothers until they actually maybe get incarcerated or get something like that, and they forced to sit down and they ain't got nothing else to do to learn. That's when them situations are. And while, I don't want to say unfortunately, because anytime you get an opportunity to learn, that's great. The bad part about it, now they got restrictions on them coming out. Whereas probably if they'd have took that time earlier, to do it without getting in trouble, it maybe put them in a different situation. But I don't want to focus on that here or there, because at the end of the day, once you got it, you got it. Most important thing is to get it. But I just want to bring that up because it was on my spirit, because I just like, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that and everything. And it's just going to that whole piece of education with doing it. So I say this to say, no matter if we're sitting in a classroom or if you're at home school, they're getting educated virtually, your child still has the penchant for greatness no matter what situation
That's true.
they're put in. Okay, no matter what situation, your child has the opportunity for greatness. It got a lot to do, okay, with the environment you can facilitate, but also depending on, what they want. What they want. And I think if you do the best you can to create a good environment for them, or whatever you can, the best you can in your ability, being by what you have available to you or the different programs and things that are available to you, that's all you can ask for to give you the best. But at the end of the day, if they want to sit here and grow, they're going to grow. Especially now. Because everybody got a world at their fingertips.
That's right.
So guys, listen. Make sure, again, that most important thing that I noted for number 7 for the parents, take it all in stride. Don't beat yourself up. Don't stress out. Work on that plan. Test it. Run your dry runs. Reach out to people in your community, your friends, your family. Make sure you lean on the school system. They have a lot of stuff that's available to them. Ask them. Don't wait till they offer it. Call them tomorrow. What else you got? Whatever. Don't wait. Be proactive as possible. Be proactive. We don't want to be reactive. When we be reactive, we just got to get what they got left. That's all your questions now. And if that doesn't work, again, reach out to me. You got to the end of the month, you still got these free calls. Hey, man, I had fun tonight, y'all. I had fun tonight. Again, this is Deonte Burden, a show with Change Live, hosted by me, Deonte Burden. Again, go to the YouTube channel, Facebook page, Change Live, hosted by Deonte Burden. Subscribe to both. Check me out and follow me on IG at Deonte_77. I'm on TikTok too. Both names, Changing Lives, and also Mr. Short Dollar. With both of them. Thanks again so much. Again, Mr. Short Dollar reaching 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys' willingness to learn and grow while I'm getting this information. I don't think you guys understand. I grow so much more teaching you guys and sharing information, probably more than any information I give you guys, because it does a lot for me to be able to share what I have with people and stuff and everything. So I want to thank you guys again. But be safe out there. Practice your social distance. Like we said, make sure you're washing them hands and your body and everything. Wear your mask and be safe. I'll see you guys next week. Love you guys and take care.